What's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fans? It's your boy Philly Day One, and we are back, man. We are 3 days from training camp. Is that 3 days? No, we actually a day from training camp. It's the 28th. Yeah, we're a day from training camp. So, um, Jalen Hunt is somebody who is just gotten better every year. Every single year he gets better. I think I'm not gonna speak for everybody. I'm gonna speak for myself. I believe that Jalen Hunt is doing a fantastic job at his position. Again, that man led us in sacks and he led us in interceptions. And he's just now understanding what he's doing because his goal, he knows he is far from that. Like his potential, he is far from that. We got a video of him on the he's I guess it's the podcast of the Philly special with Anthony DeBono, and I'm sorry that I do not remember this dude's name. He is the host of the Philly special, and he's on there and he's talking to those guys, and he kind of explains he's nowhere near close to done, and I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that. Also, Jordan Davis had a big man's camp in which he couldn't help but set the example. It seems like something that he's been doing so much that it's become the makeup of him. We got that video and we're gonna take a look at that, so do not miss that. Anthony DeBono also believes with the tweets and stuff that have been going on that a big contract is gonna get done. A big contract. It might be exactly who you thinking of right now. We're gonna talk about that in the video, so stay tuned. We also got somebody who's concerned about Cam Jurgens. Well, I think everybody's concerned about Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson as far as their health. When they're healthy, they're some of the best centers and guards in the league. But we want them healthy because we know what it look like when they're not healthy. He had somebody who came on to the show and kind of talked about the health of that offensive line. And we got that here. And we're going to watch that together. After that, we're going to talk some of the work that Jalen Hurts has been putting in the offseason, not just by himself. We know Jalen Hurts will put in that work. We got him gathering up people. Not people, players. We got him gathering up players, and they're putting up the work also. He's taking a new role in leadership. I don't know if he did this last year, but he's getting it in this year. Like he got something to prove. We're going to talk about that in the video. One of his weapons is getting paid a handsome amount of money. We gave him an extension, and he's getting a nice bit of money for being with us after the trade. And I believe if he's not, as far as wide receivers are concerned, this is a wide receiver, and as far as wide receivers is concerned, I believe he's, if not the second option, he's most definitely the third option. So we're going to get into that. And I know everybody has been seeing A.J. Brown. I wouldn't say he's struggling because I'm not paying attention to the Patriots enough to say that he's struggling. But everybody's seen the rep between him and Christian Gonzalez. And they're comparing it to Devontae Smith rep against Christian Gonzalez, which got open. I mean, it's Smitty. So, and what AJ had to say about I don't know if they're in training camp right now, but what he had to say about his quarterback, Drake May. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. Like I said, Jalen Hunt was on the Philly special. I'm gonna call it a podcast, guys. I guess it was a podcast. So he was on the Philly Specials podcast, and he had this to say.
Yeah, no, I think it is really cool. And I did lead the Eagles in sacks and interceptions, and I have shown the amount of work that I put in. And the crazy thing is to say that I think I'm nowhere near my potential, and that's exciting to me. And yeah, back to scheduled events, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like he's not even here. Like the plays that he's made past where they're so gone. He has his mind locked in on a place. It's gonna be real hard for Nolan Smith to move Jalen Hunt off of this spot, man, because he's consistently getting better. Jonathan Grenard called him a freak of nature. So he's got the tools and he's putting them all to work, man. Now slowly but surely he's becoming a really viable player, man. And if he just gets better than last year, the Philadelphia Eagles have the best defensive line in football. And I'm he had 6 sacks last year. If he becomes better than just 6 sacks last year, I think Jonathan Grenard is a lock for 4 to 5. I mean, I wouldn't say 4. That's kind of disrespectful for 6 sacks. I'm gonna go for 6. I think Jonathan Grenard, as good as he is a lock for at least 6. If Jalen Hunt is better than he did last year, he's a star. He's a star. 7, 8. He's a star. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hunt was everywhere last year, quietly everywhere, like the silent assassin. So he just got to, if he's better than last year, man, we got the best defensive line in football. I'll say it here because it's not even going to be enough sacks to go around with Jalen Hunt, Jonathan Grenard. I think Nolan Smith is coming back strong. You got Jordan Davis, Moro Jomo, Jalen Carter. The guys that we have on this line is going to wreak havoc. We got a healthy Jalen Carter, a determined Jalen Carter. So I think it's gonna be the best line in football. Quote me here. All right, I just talked about. Excuse me. I just talked about this man. Jordan Davis had a big man's camp in which he could not help but set the example.
I gotta work. I gotta work. He gotta work. Yeah. Whoa, it's easy work. This is warm up, but this is warm up.
I think with you saw Bernard there, he's in that mode. He's in that mode. He might have been doing it beforehand. It's really popping out now. It's really popping out. Like I said, he might have been doing it beforehand, but it's really popping out now. I can really see him like making this a part of his personality. He is taking the front runner of leader on the defensive line, especially in this defensive tackle room. So with Jordan Davis doing what Jordan Davis does, and getting some Jalen Carter back, a healthy Jalen Carter back. It's a lot of people ain't giving us no credit for how great this line is gonna be, and with Vic Fangio having these boys, and you gotta hold that ball with this secondary, it's gonna be a slaughterhouse. It's gonna be a slaughterhouse. While we talking about Jalen Carter, Anthony DeBono went off to tweet that he sees with some of the tweets that's going on, he sees them trying to get a deal done. This is him. If they get this deal done, it bodes well for the Philadelphia Eagles because the market's already reset, man. Waiting into next year, say he goes absolutely berserk next year, you got to throw a big ass bag at him. And I like Jalen Carter. I want Jalen Carter to get paid. I do not want to limit us just to get Jalen Carter paid though. You know what I'm saying? If we can get it done now and he have a killer year now, and it also can go the other way. We can get him done now and he have a bust-like year. It won't bode well for us, but it can go either way. I just know if you get him done in the deal now, then later on when he didn't went crazy for these amount of sacks, tackles, fumbles, returns, all this stuff that Jalen Carter is so he's so adapted to doing, then you don't have to give him $40 million a year, which I think is coming if he has the year that I believe he's going to have. He's so determined. Like, I don't even think he was supposed to be out there in OTAs. He was out there in OTAs. They would not let him play with the 707s, and he was still running. He was running with guys, doing individual drills. He was going full speed, like he had something to prove. If you pay this man, you get ahead of that big ass bag you're gonna have to give him when he destroys this league. All right, let's move on to the offense. A lot of people are concerned about Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson. I'm for one am one of the people. And this is what I don't even know what radio show this is, but
have you gotten any insight, any whispers about the health status of the offensive linemen that were banged up pretty much all season long?
Yeah, so based on what I've talked to those guys and heard in the spring, that they are much fresher than they were last year. And some of that's obvious. You're fresher when you're not coming off of a surgery than when you are coming off a surgery. But the toll that the 2024 season took was real. You saw that going into camp last year. You just saw the way they looked. You saw the way they ran. Cam Jurgens was never quite himself last year.
Right.
Landon Dickerson was never quite himself last year. Even Jordan Mailata was dealing with injuries. Lane Johnson, he was banged up throughout the year. And so I do think this is a team that's fresher, or I should say an offensive line that's fresher going into the season. Now,
okay, here's the deal. He said everything we already knew, but he made it longer. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows for sure how healthy they are. They look good. If you look at Landon Dickerson, he's out there practicing, and he looks way better than he did last season. Last season, he looked like the 10-man. He didn't even want to move. Like, he couldn't even get his legs back. He looks way better. OTAs and other things like that. He looks way better now than he did last year. And that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. You got Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens is somebody who we are very concerned about. Couldn't move. He kept getting hit by this jab. The little jab, come back to the outside. He was getting destroyed by this very simple move. In my eyes, it's simple. It might be harder. But in my eyes, it was a very simple move that allowed D tackles to get in the backfield, regular D tackles. I wouldn't say these are all-star worldly D tackles. These are regular D tackles who would get back in the backfield before Saquon Barkley could get to the line of scrimmage. And we can't have that. We got to give Saquon a shot at getting some yards, getting a shot at the home run ball. So Cam has got to be on his best work to do that. Cam is an athlete. As shown in this video.
This is why Cam Jurgens is built different. While most NFL linemen train with blocking sleds, the Eagles' Pro Bowl center practices against actual bulls on his Nebraska farm. Yes, real bulls. Jurgens gets into his stance, stays low, and works on absorbing their power without losing his balance. It might be the wildest offseason blocking drill in football, but growing up around farm work helped build the strength and toughness Philadelphia sees every Sunday. Eagles fans, does any offensive lineman have a crazier training routine than Cam Jurgens?
I just knew he was gonna wrestle that bull. I felt like, I wonder, is he out there wrestling them bulls or not? Because Cam Jurgens is a huge man, very powerful man. If he's out there wrestling bulls, that's crazy. He should be back to health if he out there wrestling bulls. Yeah, so let's get into Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is, we're not even going to talk about the screw. We're going to talk about the work. Jalen Hurts is known for work. He is putting in the work every day. If anybody on this team is putting in extra work, it's Hurts. Jalen Hurts is putting in extra work. if you can call it extra work, because it's become his main thing. Not only has he been putting in the work, he's been getting everybody else to put in the work too. Most of the offense, he's got offensive, he's got quarterbacks behind him, backup quarterbacks going with him. They went to take a golf trip and then got some work in after the golf trip. Like, he's getting everybody on the same page. The quarterback behind him, the quarterback behind that guy. He's got enough tight ends. The Makai Lemon was with him. He's getting the third string, the second string. He's getting all the wide receivers, all the tight ends together, and they're just working. He's making it a culture. I think he's taken a step up on his leadership, and I didn't even think that was possible. But he proves me wrong again. It looks like he's taking the extra step. He's getting himself together, and then he's making sure everybody else is on the same page with him. And it's for why he's reaching out and he's getting everybody to come work with him. One of his weapons that's going to be making like $12 million a year, Dontavian Wicks. Dontavian Wicks will be very, very big in this offense. Now, we all know that Smitty is going to be the number one receiver. I believe strongly that Dontavian Wicks will be that second receiver, that second option at receiver. It will be Dontavian Wicks. He's going to beat a lot of people. Because he's got it all. He's quick, he's long, he's strong, and I think that he can get open, and he catches contested passes. So I think that he's going to be a very valuable piece for us. And I can't wait to see him in training camp. Like I said, man, the time he went to OTAs, I was just like, make 2 plays. He did that easy. Against some really tough corners. All right, now while we talking wide receivers, let's talk AJ Brown. I know. AJ Brown. But here's the thing. AJ Brown was seen going one-on-one with Christian Gonzalez. And I mean, it might have been something that the Eagles fans was like, aha. It was something like that. I was just like, he might not have it no more. And this, again, guys, these is practice reps. He might not be going all crazy. Practice reps. Christian Gonzalez, we ain't going to put nothing past him. Christian Gonzalez is a good corner, a really good corner. But Smitty made him look like he was average. Smitty had the one-on-ones with Christian. Bust his ass. He's got to come back here. Christian Gonzalez has got to come back here. And I am looking forward to him going one-on-one with not Smitty, Dontavian Wicks. I want him going one-on-one with Dontavian Wicks. And I'm going to let you know, while we're talking A.J. Brown, I'm going to let you know, with A.J. Brown going against our corners, we'll see just how good he actually is. Is he still top of the cream of the crop of receivers? If he comes here and gets shut down, frustrated, all that, we'll know that Howie Roseman did it again. We got a first round pick. We got a first round pick out of that dude. First round pick out of AJ Brown, and he is in the decline. That's what people are saying. He's in the decline. So, with all that being said, Howie Roseman might have evil geniused it all over again. That is all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on so y'all stop missing these videos. And we out. Let's go, Birds.